Greetings, humans, earthlings, citizens of Earth. I am the original gamer, Stevie Stroh, and we're back for another chapter in Programming and Basic on the Color Computer. We're jumping right back, and we're jumping in, and we're now on Chapter 11, Words, Words, Words. And so in this chapter here, what are we going to learn about today, boys and girls? Well, it says here that a great skill of the computer is its gift with words. It can tirelessly twist and combine words any way you want. With this gift, you can get it to read, write, and even talk. Wow, well that just sounds impressive, doesn't it? So it says, let's try to combine some words. Type and run this program. So on line 10, we are going to print, quote, type a sentence. Line 20, we're going to input S string. Line 30, print, quote, your sentence has, end quote, len S string. I have to remember where my parentheses are because they're not where they show up on my keyboard. S string. Open quote, characters. So as you look at the spacing of what we're doing here, we start off by saying printing your sentence has. And I spelled sentence wrong. And then we're going to have len. Len is a new command that we're going to learn right now, which is a length statement. With the length statement, you can look at a string of characters, you can look at a string variable and figure out how long it is. How long meaning how many characters of text are in this string variable. So we're going to do that statement. Line 40 says input, quote, want to try another, end quote, semicolon, a string. 50, if a string equals, quote, yes, then 10. So when I hit run, what is your sentence? And I spelled sentence wrong. Who cares, right? I can't spell. All right. Your sentence has 12 characters. Want to try another? Yes. I spell really bad. Your sentence has 18 characters. Want to try another? End is the break key. No. Okay, here it says impressed. Well, your len S strings computes the length of the string S string. Your sentence. The computer counts each character in the sentence, including spaces and punctuation marks. Erase the program and run this, which composes a poem of sorts. So we'll hit new. All right, so 10, we're going to say a string equals, quote, a rose. 20, B string equals, quote, that's just a space. This isn't blah, 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 blah. Where the heck is the other quote sign? Where did I get this quote sign from? Where is the quote sign? There we go. B string equals space. 30, C string equals, quote, is a rose. Okay, 40. Now we're going to combine strings. We're going to say D string equals B string, equals, you have to hit shift for, equals B string plus, where's my plus? I keep forgetting where the keys are on the keyboard. The plus is over here. B freaking string plus string plus C string. Okay, so D string is going to be B string plus C string, which is space is a rose. And then 50, E string equals, quote, and so forth and so on, end quote. And now we're going to combine even more of this crap. On line 60, we're going to say F string equals A string plus D string plus D string again. Is that, I'm having a hard time reading this screen here. A string plus D string plus D string plus B string plus E string. So we're combining a lot of strings, and then 70 is going to say print F string. Let me see if I can keep up with this code right now. So A string is a rows, B string is space, C string is a rows, So D string is going to be space is a rows. E string is going to be, and so forth and so on. So F string is going to say is a rows plus is a rows space, and so forth and so on. I think that's what that's going to say. I tried to follow that. A rows is a rows is a rows, and so forth and so on. Yes. So we took a bunch of string variables, and we've mashed them together, and then created variables by combining variables, and yeah. Mind equals blown. Interesting. So what it is showing us here is that you can assign text to a string variable, which I believe we've covered, but you can also combine these string variables. And it's different than combining numerical variables, because if you try to say A equals B plus C, it's actually going to do the math on the values of B and C and give A value based on a mathematical equation. So when you say A string equals B string plus C string, it's going to take whatever those two string variables are, combine them into a new string variable with a new letter variable name. So it's kind of cool how you can combine strings like that. So that was crazy. Now, here's another one. It says, here's the plus sign. It combines strings. For example, D string is a rows is the combination of B plus C. B plus C. Yes, that is true. Okay. There are two problems you may encounter when combining strings. Add the following line and run the program. It shows both problems. So when I want to add this line here, if I go to line 80 and I say G strings equals F string plus 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 F string. How many of those did it have me do? That was a whole lot. Let's see. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those suckers. And over here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So I've just combined 7 of these F strings, which is that whole sentence. Okay. When the computer gets to line 80 now, what the hell did the book just say? I just screwed up. When the computer gets to line 80, it prints the first problem with this line, OS error in 80, which is out of string space. Let's try that. So let's run the program. And so what I just tried to have the computer do was make one variable a combination of a very long variable and do that 7 times. So I've really created a huge buffer of information to store in one variable. And now I got an error message saying we are out of string space. When the computer gets to line 80, it prints the problem with this line, OS error in 80, out of string space. You will not get the OS error if you have not started up your computer since you ran the program, chapter 8, with the clear 500 line. Clear 500. On startup, the computer reserves 200 characters of string space for working strings. Line 80 is asked it to work with 343 characters to reserve room for this many characters and more. Up to 500, add this line to the start of your program and run it. So we're going to add in a new line, which is line 5. We're going to say clear 500. And now we're going to run it again. LS error. Now the computer gets to 80. It has enough string space, but prints the second problem with this line, which is LS error in 80. String is too long. So the length of the string is too long. A string cannot contain more than 255 characters. When storing more than 255 characters, you need to put these characters into several strings. So here's a limitation. If you want to store text and you want to store a string of text, that complete length of characters cannot exceed 255. So a string can contain that. So there is, even though we've cleared the memory, now we've realized we've exceeded a limitation. Interesting stuff. Okay, so now that you can combine strings, try to take a string apart. Type in and run this program. Okay. 10. Input, quote, type a word, end quote, semicolon, W string. We're going to input a word that's going to call W string. All right. 20. Print, quote, the first letter is colon. Where the hell's my colon? Close enough. Left string, left parenthesis, W string, comma 1, right parenthesis. So left string, what left string does is it starts looking at the left-hand side of the string. And you tell it how many characters over you want it to go. So starting with the leftmost character, we're going to go over just one, which only happens to be the first character. Now in line 30, it's going to say print, quote, the last two characters are, and now we're going to say right string, my parentheses are not where they need to be. Right strings, W strings, comma 2. And then 40 is going to go back to 10. So what's going to happen is line 10 is going to ask us to type in a word. It's going to tell us the first letter of that word because it's going to look from the left. It's going to look at the left side of the string, and it's going to count over one character, which is the first character, and it's going to tell us what that character is. Then it's going to look at the right-hand side of the string and start on the right and start working backwards 2 characters. So it'll tell us the last 2 characters in the string. And so 40 is actually supposed to say go to 10. All right, so let's run this. Type a word. Slim Shady. Okay. The first letter is S. The last 2 characters are DY in Slim Shady, right? So if I type in Steve, right, the first letter is S, the last 2 characters are VE. Left string gets the left side of the text, right string gets the right side of the text. Cool stuff. Okay, so here's how the program works. In line 10, we input the string, which is called W string, and assume the string is machine. So if we type in the word machine, in line 20 and 30, the computer computes the first left letter of the last and the last 2 right letters of the string. So in this case here, left string, the left string of W string, 1 character long, would be the first letter, which is M. The right string of W string, 2 characters long, is the last 2 characters, which is NE. Run the program a few more times and see how it works. It says now add this line to the program. Type in number 5, clear 500. Okay, so that the computer will set aside plenty of space for working with strings. Run the program again. This time type in a sentence rather than a word. Okay, this is the story of a man named Jed. Okay, so the first letter is T, which is the T in this. The last 2 letters are ED and Jed. So yeah, it ignores everything in the middle. It just looks on the hard left and the hard right. And we tell it how many characters to scan in either direction. So how could you change line 20 and 30 so that the computer will give you the first 5 letters and the last 6 letters of the string? Okay, so let's break out of this. And now we've got an exercise here. How can we change line 20 and line 30 so that the computer will give you the first 5 letters and the last 6 letters? So in this case here, in line 20, I could actually, let's try to use the edit command, edit 20. Okay, so we hit spacebar, the first How many letters? Okay, we're going to hit I for insert the first 5. How do I stop inserting now? How do I stop inserting? I don't know how to stop inserting. I don't know how to stop inserting. First 5 letters is that. Okay, I need to edit it again. Edit 20. I don't know how to get out of insert mode. Okay. The first 5 letters is... it was in the chapter I did like a year ago. And then here we're going to go back. We're going to... Oops. I'm going to do comma. Hit C for change. Hit number 5. Hit our way over. Okay, so I just edited that. The first 5 letter is... let's do a little bit better than that. Let's do the 20. The first 5 letter, insert S. First 5 letters is W strings, left string, W string 5. And then we're going to edit line 30. Edit 30. And we're going to say the last, and what did it say to do? The last 6 characters. So we're going to hit C to change that to 6. And go all the way to the end. And then we're going to change that to 5. All right, so when I list this out right now, line 20 now says the first 5 characters of your word are left strings, W strings, comma 5. The last 6 characters are right strings, W strings, comma 5, which I forgot to change. I don't know what the hell I just did there. Let's go all the way to the end. I need to hit change. I need to hit 6. Hit enter. Let's list it. That's good. Let's run it. Okay, type in a word. Okay, this is the story of a man named Jed. Okay, the first 5 letters is this, T-H-I-S space. Okay, the last 6 characters are named Jed, E-D, Jed, E-D space J-E-D. That's your 6 characters there. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So it grabs the first 5 characters, left strings, W string, comma 5. That takes the first 5 from the left. The right strings, W strings, comma 6. Last 6 characters from the left. So you can see how you can play around with that and have fun with that. Now, erase your program and type in this one. But dude, I was getting so attached to that program. You're having me make a new one. So 10, clear 500. Sounds like I'm doing the paddles here. Clear, hit the paddles. Okay. 20, input, quote, type a sentence, end quote, semicolon, S string, S dollar, 30, print, quote, type a number from 1 to, end quote, and now we're going to say len, S string, which just looks at the actual length of the thing. So whatever the length is. So if I typed in a sentence and it was 45 characters, it's going to come back and say type in a number from 1 to 45. So the len variable is going to be the length of however many characters are in the sentence that I just typed. Number 40, input X. That's going to be the variable that we're going to choose. Now, I should actually put in a little bit of glue logic here that says if X is less than 1 or X is greater than len S string, then go to 40. And that way, if you try to put in an invalid parameter, it's going to go back. All right, so you can't put in a number less than 1, meaning 0 or less, and you can't put in a number greater than the length, because then we're going to have an issue here. I just did that myself. No extra charge. Okay, line 50 here. Print. Mid-string will begin with character X. Okay, I screwed that one up. Print, quote, mid-string will begin with character, end quote, X. Okay. And then, okay. 60. Print, quote, type a number from 1 to len s string minus x. Where the hell's the minus key? Where's the minus key on the Cocoa? Minus x plus 1. Type in a number from 1 to the length of your sentence minus the mid-roll that we chose, and then we're going to add one more to that. So it's going to basically tell us a number that we need to pick from. Type a number from 1 to len s strings minus x plus 1. Okay, and because that's such a crazy formula, I'm not going to try to do any glue logic there to error-proof your input. Okay, 80. Print mid string will be y. Oh, it's going to basically tell you where the middle of, open quote again, characters long. Okay, I know this is going to go somewhere. 90. Print, quote, this mid string is end quote mid string, which is a new statement we're just learning right now, mid string s string, which is the sentence, comma x comma y. So what we're doing here, 100 go to 20. It was a long battle, and I keep forgetting to write the word 100 go to. It's a kind of a long battle, but what we're trying to do here is we're trying to figure out, okay, you got a sentence that's 100 characters. Pick a number between 1 and 100. All right, I'll pick 50. All right, now that you're in 50, the mid string of that's going to be 50. Now pick a number between 50 and 100, which is like a certain number of characters, whatever. And then now we will then show you, all right, starting from character 50 to this far, here's a middle portion of your string. Basically what mid string does is scans through it, and it's kind of the exact middle of left and right string. Left and right string start hard left and come from left to right, certain number of characters. Right string starts hard right, goes from right to left, certain number of characters. Mid string says, I'm going to start somewhere in the middle of this string. You tell me what character position to start in and tell me how many characters over to go, and I'm going to grab a snippet of the string somewhere that's not absolute left or absolute right, anywhere other than those two ends of the spectrum. So let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. Okay, I think mid strings are freaking awesome. All right, so that's 39 characters. Now it's saying type a number between 1 and 39. All right, we're going to start on, actually, let me just do this. Think. I think. So that's actually on our third position. And we want to do T-H-I-N-K, 5 characters. So starting from position 3 is think, and that's a 5-character long thing. If I'm thinking I'm following the logic of the program here. Okay. Type mismatch in line 45. Well, that's the line that I created that I screwed up. So that was my glue logic. Let's just get rid of 45. All right, let's try this again. Okay. I think mid strings are freaking awesome. Okay. Type a number between 1 to 39. It's going to be 3. Syntax error in 50. All right, 50. Print. Okay. I forgot the T. Insert T. Enter. All right, let's try it again. All right, sentence. I think mid strings are awesome. All right. Type in a number between 1 and 31. 3. Okay. Mid-string will begin on character 3. Type in a number between 1 and 29. That's the remaining characters left. And I think it's 5 characters for think. Okay, the mid-string is think. That's exactly what I thought this program was going to do. First thing it does is you type in a sentence that we call S-string. That's your sentence. It looks at the length of that and says this is 31 characters. So now it's saying pick a number between 1 and 31 because you can't be bigger than that. All right, starting on that position, how long do you want me to go? And it only gives you the options of how many remaining characters there are. So it did a quick calculation on where I am minus the remaining length. And then it says, okay, well, it's going to be that, and then it's going to basically show you that. So if I, for example, take the word balloon, B-A-L-L-O-O-N, right? What's the middle of balloon? How many characters in balloon? B-A-L-L-O-O-N. There's 7 characters, so there is a hard middle, which is the center L. So, and that center L is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's the center L, which is 4 characters in. So I'm going to go 4 characters in. I'm going to go 1 character long. That's the absolute middle of that string, was that center L, right? So based on that word balloon. So mid-string is very cool. Mid-string will grab a chunk of string data starting from a specified position and then for a specific length that you also tell the computer what to do. And you can kind of do sliding scales and this stuff too. That might be kind of cool. Actually, that is kind of cool. So actually, that just got me thinking I should do a program. So let's just do a whole new one, right? So we're going to do 10 clear 500, 20 print quote, enter in a sentence, 30 input S string. Okay, 40. Okay, I'm going to say L equals. How do I get to the damn equals key? Equals key equals key equals len S string. Okay. 50. For let's try this. Let's how do I figure out the middle and work my way out? That's probably more complicated than I can handle right now. I want to try to print out the various left and right versions of this. So let's try that first. So let's do this. So 50 for x equals 1 to L colon. Where the hell's my colon? I can't find my colon. I keep forgetting where my colon is. My colon is right there. Is that my colon? Okay. Print left string. S string, comma, X, colon. Where the hell's my colon? Oh my God, I hate this keyboard. Next. I just did shift 0. Next X. Let's try that right now. So let's do run. Enter a sentence. Okay. I think this is cool. Oh, you suck. You freaking suck. Line 50. Print left string, S strings, comma, X. Isn't that how it's supposed to work? Print S string. Print left string, S string, comma, 3. IT. Yeah. Print left string, S strings, comma, X. Next X. So why is there a type mismatch in there? I'm really confused. Okay, so, okay, 50 for X equals 1 to L. 60. Print left string. I hate that my freaking keyboard does not, comma, X. 70 next X. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, this is a test. This is a test. Okay, there it goes. Somehow my colons are wrong. So what I just did here is I wrote a little program that said, all right, put in a sentence, calculate the length, and then let's start doing a for next loop to print out the length of this sentence from left to right. So we started off with 1 character, 2 character, 3 characters, and it's kind of a cool pyramid. All right, let's do it. Dir is not going to work. Actually, it will, but I need a list. Let's do the same thing now. Let's do it from right to left now. 80 for x equals 1 to L. 90 print right string sentence string comma x 100 next x. And so what that's going to do is going to, okay, this is a test of this thing. We got it from right to left. We got it from left to right. But the way it's doing it from left to right is it's, you know, it's already scrolled off the screen. Let's try it a little bit smaller. Okay, hello. There's hello. There's hello. And the backwards hello is kind of weird looking because it's still. It would be more interesting if I did it maybe on the right hand side of the screen. So what can I do here to illustrate the middle? So we have to figure out what the middle is. 110. We're going to say middle equals the length divided by 2. 120 for x equals 1 to. I think we need to subtract 1 from it. I'm not exactly sure. L minus 1, although I'm not 100% sure. We'll figure that out in a minute. So then we're going to say 130 print mid string s string comma m comma x. I think 140 next x. Let's see how that works. This is a test. There's my left to right. There's my right to left. Okay, so I have to go more than that. I have to do, this is a test. I missed some of it. I missed something in my logic here. For x equals 1 to L minus 1. Okay, for x equals 1 to length minus 1? No. X equals 1 to length, I think. Yeah, so 120, I think, needs to be for x equals 1 to L, which is the entire length. I'm not sure about that. So this is test. There's my test. There's my test. I'm still missing something. Mid string. I don't know if the mid string is going to give me everything. I'm starting in the middle, somewhere in the middle, and then I'm going in a certain direction. So x is going to start at 1 and continue on the length of the string. Have I lost the length? I haven't lost the length anywhere. I thought it'd be kind of cool to start in middle and stretch my way out. I haven't quite figured out the logic for that, but it's still interesting. So I'm basically trying to estimate the middle, and we're going to do an integer of that. So we're going to say middle equals the integer, meaning it's rounded up to the whole value of length divided by 2. You don't want it to be, I think basic will round that up. So now for x equals 1 to the length, print the mid string starting in 2, and then go off. Oh, because, I need to modify this. This needs to be a sliding scale. So I need to basically, so the middle has to keep changing as we're stretching this. So the middle needs to be, so let's do a line 115. Let's do this. Okay, so 125. We're going to create an absolute middle equals, or we're going to say relative length equals wherever the length is minus where x is. Where was my minus x? I think I'm getting somewhere in the ballpark here. 130. I'm going to insert relative length. I'm going to, I don't know how to delete. All right, so we just, whatever. Okay, 130. Print mid string, sentence string, comma, relative position, comma, X. I know I'm screwing up this logic somewhere, but we're going to find out. Test. S-E-S-T-S. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I got to think that through, and I'm not going to try to think it through anymore. But basically, we'd have to take the middle. We'd have to figure out where the middle is and then start expanding it out from there, and then keep changing the length of that. I could figure it out. I will figure it out, but I'm not going to do it now. That would be an interesting exercise. So let's just get rid of everything. Let's just get rid of 100, 110, 120, 125, 130, 140. You get the idea here. This is a test, and then there it is. This is a test, this is a test, this is a test. 125 we'll get rid of. So 100 must have been next X. Forgot about that. All right, so we'll try it again. Okay, test. So we have test, 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 and then we have test, test, test backwards. Okay, kind of cool, right? So it's a kind of cool way to see how your computer how you can use variables, numeric variables, to dynamically change how you process string variables. That's what I was trying to figure out right there. It's just a kind of cool exercise, taking it off the page, so to speak. So getting back to what midstring does, in line 20, assume here's a string. This is in your computer's memory. Here is a string. In line 30, the computer first computes the length of the string, which is 16 characters. It asks you to choose a number between 1 and 16. Assume you choose 6. Then it's going to say, ask you for another number between 1 and 12, which is how many are remaining. Let's say you choose 4. So it's going to start off here on position 6, and it's going to count over 4 characters. And so this is your midstring, which is IS space A, ISA, right? And so the answer would have been ISA. Very cool. So that's just a neat ways to mess with strings, right? It's easy to change a sentence. Okay, here's our program. It says, start with a one-line program. 10, a string equals change a sentence. And then add a line that inserts this to the start of a string. It's easy too. All right, so let's try that right now. So we're going to start off with line 10. A string equals change a sentence. Okay, and then we need to say 20. B string equals, quote, it's easy to. Different ways we can do this. 30. C string equals B string plus A string. 40. Print C string. So we're combining strings here. So if I run it this way, it's easy to change a sentence. I should have put a space in there too. All right. So I can edit line 20. Go back in here. Insert a space. Boom, we're done. It's easy to change a sentence. So what I did is I started off like they asked me to start off on line 10 saying a string equals change a sentence, and then it wanted me to find a way to insert something before that. Different ways you could have done it. I did it the long hard way by creating print. This one just said C strings equals, oh, they actually put a space in the middle there. Boom, boom, boom. Actually, so they did what I basically did. Okay. Add to the above program to make it start with this mid string, a sentence. Delete the above mid string to form this new string. It's easy to change, and then add these words to the end of the new string. Anything you want, and print the newly formed string. Oh my God, my head's freaking ready to explode. It's easy to change anything you want. Holy freaking crap. Okay, we will try it. We will try it. You are killing me right now. I don't remember this book being this torturous when I did it the first time. Okay, a string equals change a sentence, period, end quote. Okay. B string, line 20. B string equals, quote, it's and the freaking apostrophes are not working the way I want them to work. Where's an apostrophe on a Coco? Shift 7. It's easy to, end quote. Line 30. Okay, C string equals B string plus a space plus A string. Okay. 40, print C string. Let's see how that works right now. It's easy to change a sentence. Okay, so I created a new string by flipping around two other strings. Okay, so far so good. 50, Y equals length of the term a sentence, end quote, and the parentheses. Okay. 60 for X equals 1 to len C string. This is probably close to what I was trying to do before. C string. 70. If mid string C string, comma X, comma Y equals, quote, a sentence, then 90. 80, next X. 85, end. 90. Oh my God, so we're sifting through the middle of a string. We're looking for the phrase a sentence. If we find it, we're going to go on to line 90. Line 90 says D string equals left string C string. I hate it that these parentheses don't show up. Comma X minus 1. Uh, 100 E string equals D string plus, quote, anything you want, end quote. 110 print E string. Wow. So it started off by saying it's easy to change a sentence to anything you want, I think. So let's run it now. It's easy to change a sentence. It's easy to change anything you want. Okay. So yeah, we modified a whole thing here. So as soon as we got to the part where we're in the middle of the text, where it detected the part that said a sentence, it then jumped down and it chopped off the left-hand side of where we were. As it's counting through, it's counting how many spaces I have to go until I find the phrase a sentence. So based on that position, I'm now going to kind of chop off what's to the left, and I'm going to insert something new to the right by kind of appending on the phrase anything you want. So it scanned over and got all the way up to it's easy to change a sentence. It said, all right, screw change a sentence. I'm taking it's easy to. Now I'm going to add change anything you want, and now that's what I'm going to show you. So it's a different way to show you how you can use logic. I tried to make up something and kind of show you how I can make the word explode from the center, which I still think is cool, and I'll figure that out on my own time, not yours. But this one here is just kind of like scanning through something, copying and pasting and cutting and splicing and all kinds of stuff. So it is really cool what you can do with string variables and how you can check the length of a string variable based on knowing how long a string is. You can then do various things to check the positions of anywhere in the middle of the string or anywhere on the hard left or hard right of that string. Very cool stuff. We'll do some more exercises with that. And that is the end of the lessons that we learned in Chapter 11. How about that? 2 chapters in one day. So we learned the length command. We learned left string, right string, mid string, and the operator of the plus to combine strings and to combine text strings to create even newer text strings. So there you have it, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment, throw out a message, give this video a like, let me know, whatever. I know I'm kind of rambling and babbling. I got to get my head back in the programming game. So hopefully as I go through more chapters, I'll start to make more sense, and maybe these videos will make more sense too. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. hopefully something I said here made sense to you. If not, yell at me in the comments and we'll figure it out. All right, guys, I got to go. Peace out and bye-bye, everybody.